Hello, my name is Grace Alejandra Sayas Jimenez. I am from the 1FM group with the programming specialty, and this video is my portfolio for the subject of English. In this video, I will show and describe the activities done during the second partial, the tasks left on the model, and the participations we also included. To begin the second partial, the teacher present the criteria evaluation, the request signed by one of our parents, and we. We start the partial with the first lesson, called What Do You Do?, where the objectives were learned to describe different jobs using questions in the simple present. The name of the unit is Daily Routines. In the book, we begin to work in the section Explore, where we occupy see the other pages to find the images that come and write a related word. Also, we answer the diagnostic evaluation, answer with the correct letters, and the section What Can You Do? In this part, we answer yes or no with the personal abilities that we have in English. In this activity, a partner read the track 7, and we were ordering the words as they were mentioning. After that, we answered the questions using yes, she does, or no, she doesn't. After that, we choose a job and describe it at the final of the book, part of notes. Here. The next day, we continue with the lesson on the next page. A partner read the text, Fitness is my life, and after read, we answer the questions. Here, these questions. And the next part of activity is to join the parts of the question with do or does and answers. In the section group work, we ask three classmates where his mother or father works, and we write the description for complete the table. In this part, I got a participation because I read my answers to the group. Here. In the Edmodo platform, we have a task. Here we need to see a symbol and describe the jobs and rates and answer the questions like what jobs do you find easy, and what jobs are interesting, what jobs are good for a student and why. And then we visit a page of internet and we need to read about the 10 most dangerous jobs, and after explain why those jobs are dangerous. I sent my job just right here. On the next week, we start with the lesson 2. The name of this lesson is Where Do You Work? And objectives is learn to talk about work and workplaces using third-person singular simple present statements. We begin the lesson by working on the book, where in the first activity a classmate read, and according to the reading, we sort the list and then answer questions. Later, we answered the part below, which was to complete the sentences with the verbs conjugated with the third person with proper use. In this part. After we work in pairs, we needed to describe a job and the partner guessed it. We wrote this in the notebook. The next day in the book, we read a letter and underlined the words we knew. To continue, the teacher put a few words on the board and we need to look for its definition and synonyms. With the synonyms, we write sentences and at the end, with the reading of the book, we write the best option of work for Marisa. Here and as I finished the job very quickly, I did an extra activity. The teacher gave me a book and after read, I answered 12 questions about the reading. And also I have a participation. The homework of the platform is create a survey to find out about different people's occupation by asking about her name, age, and object that interview individual uses at work. Number 2, write about public places close to my home and describe it. Number 3, we need to visit a page of internet and read information about personal pronouns and possessive, and transcribe the dialogue between Alfie, Oliver, and Mom. In the next class, we start lesson 3 called What's Your Daily Routine, where the objectives are learn to describe your and others' daily routines using different time expressions. In the first activity, the teacher put an audio and we had to put which clock indicated and put the hour in this clock, and also we had to put in order the days of the week. In the notebook, we answered these questions according to our daily routine. The next day on the book, we listened to an audio and answered the questions and selecting time at which Jeff was doing the things. Answer and Jeff time. After finish that, we work in pairs and we need to write the daily routine of the other person using the correct conjugations of the verbs, like he does his homework on, and also more. As I finish so quickly my job, the teacher gave me a book and we need to read and answer some questions about the reading. The name of the book is Monkey Party. The homework in Edmodo of our learning evidence is draw my family tree and write the description and daily routine of 2 members of my family, and after read the article about the daily routines of these successful people and write about my routine and say if I will follow the advice that I read. Lesson 4. The name of this lesson is How often do you use your cell phone? The objectives are learn to talk about how you use modern technology for communication and entertainment using adverbs of frequency and WH questions. In the first activity, a partner reads the text and we choose true or false for the sentences below this part. After we complete the sentences, with frequency adverbs of personal frequency. For example, I sometimes call my friends. Then we complete a table asking of other partner or student how often do you to the net and take photos, take videos and messages, play video games and do all on music. And we complete the table with personal and the person and the other student. After we complete the with the simple present WH question, we complete the correct question words and answer them. Here. In the notebook, teacher they put in the on the board some sentences and we need to put in order them. Finally, in the book, there is a reading comprehension section and we had to read and answer. In the workbook section of the book in lesson 1, in the first activity, we have to write the sentences correctly according to the reading. Here. Then we have to look at the pictures and answer the questions and then write the correct sentences following the example. In workbook lesson 2, we listen a track and write the correct names by the pictures. After that, we complete the sentences and rewrite the sentences in the for negative form. The next activity, like at the first exercise, we listen a track and choose the correct answer. And finally, we read Marisa's letter in lesson 2 and choose true or false for the statements here. Workbook lesson 3. In the first activity, we need to write the times, looking the clocks, and then we need again write the time, but in this time no, we don't have watches. We have numbers like 6 p.m. or we need to write it 6 o'clock in the morning. Then we listen to track 11 and answer the questions with Ingrid or Jeff. And finally of the page, we need to look at the symbols and write about my daily routine. Workbook lesson 4. In this exercise, looking the table, we need to write the sentences using never, often, sometimes, always, does. Like, Edward always listens to MP3 player. Or Edward never takes photos, following the table. And then we need to answer the questions. And that's all activities of the book and notebook with participations included in this partial. Conclusion, in this partial, I learned and reviewed things I already knew. I hope and the topic seen will serve me in the future. That's all for my part. Thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry, at the end of each lesson I only said that what I did in the Edmodo activities, and I don't show them, but here they are. The activity of lesson 1. Here we describe the jobs, look in the pictures. The next activity is talk about the dangerous jobs in the page of the internet. Learning evidence of lesson 2. The first activity is the survey, the second, the jobs close my home, and the third, the dialogue between Oliver, Alfie, and Mom. Homework of the lesson 3. This is my family tree. The, the second activity is the routine of members of my family and the routine of successful people. Final of lesson 4, we don't have to do an activity on Edmodo, and that's everything that I want to show. And bye. Thank you for watching this video.